Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of The Cut. For those who have followed the Monochrome Group since the beginning, The Cut was something we tried, and we're going to bring it back for a little bit during this Oscar season. If you've been following our posts, my name is David Basadny. I'm an editor here at Monochrome, and I also write the film reviews. We've been posting a lot leading up to the Oscar season, and we got a letter from a fan suggesting that maybe we take our collage pictures into video format. Here's the letter.
Dear Dave, please, I love what you're doing here, but if you could take this format and turn it into a video, that'd be amazing. Sincerely, Charlie.
Charlie, I don't know if that was a girl or a boy, but your wish is granted. Here we are. So this is the year 2012. In the year 2012, we had a lot of good movies. I was writing film critique back in the day, so these are my top 10 picks from that time. So join with me as we count down from 10 to 1. Number 10, The Raid Redemption. The Raid Redemption is one of the best choreographed fighting movies to come out in the last decade. A SWAT team has become trapped in a tenant run by a ruthless mobster and his army of killers and thugs. So basically this film allows our heroes to go from the bottom of a building to the top of a building and showcase their skills. It's tense, it's tight, the action is incredible, and it's the number 10 movie of 2012. Number 9, Silver Linings Playbook. Now, this is a film that got 8 Oscar nominations, 1 for Best Actress for Jennifer Lawrence. After a stint in a mental institution, former teacher Pat Salanto moves back in with his parents and tries to reconcile with his ex-wife. But things get more challenging when Pat meets Tiffany, a mysterious girl with problems of her own. A well-deserved win for Jennifer Lawrence. She shines in this role. Pretty much everyone does. It's a David O. Russell film. He's great at getting good performances out of actors. It's wildly enjoyable. That is number 9. Number 8, Django Unchained. This movie was nominated for 5 Oscars. It won 3, including Best Supporting Actor and Best Original Screenplay for director Quentin Tarantino. Now, I'll go see any Quentin Tarantino movie that comes out. He's amazing, as is Christoph Waltz. This was his second Oscar win in consecutive Tarantino films. Basically, with the help of a German bounty hunter, a freed slave sets out to rescue his wife from a brutal Mississippi plantation owner. Also a great turn for Leonardo DiCaprio. Real big win in this category. It was a tough year, though. It only made my number 8. Number 7, Argo. This one was nominated for 7 Oscars, winner of 3, including Best Picture. Controversial because director Ben Affleck did not get a nomination, also obviously did not get a win. This was his 3rd home run after Gone Baby Gone and The Town, and it was basically an achievement and celebration of film helping a hostage situation from Americans in Tehran during the U.S. hostage crisis in Iran in 1980. Wildly entertaining, very tense, good performances by Alan Arkin, who was also nominated for Best Supporting Actor. It's a really good film, and it lands in our number 7. Number 6, Skyfall. This movie had 5 Oscar nominations. It won 2, including Best Song. We can give you a couple guesses who sang that one. Adele. But basically, this is one of the most beloved Bond films. I feel like it doesn't need too much of an introduction. Casino Royale happens to be my favorite, but Skyfall really was a return to form after the disappointing Quantum of Solace. Cinematography by Richard Deakins is amazing. It's really a good one to revisit and look back on, and it made our number 6 of 2012. Number 5, The Cabin in the Woods. This one did not get any Oscar nominations. I just love it. It's a great film. It's really good. It was written by Joss Whedon. He did The Avengers, for those who are not as familiar with Joss's work. But basically, it's a play on horror movies If you're a horror movie fan, you'll get the jokes. If you're not, you'll probably just get scared. It has the best of both worlds. It's funny, it's scary. This was a film that was filmed and made a long time before the success of the Avengers, but due to the studio going under, it was sat on the back burner. Eventually was released, and it's worth a look. It stars Chris Hemsworth, very entertaining. Check it out. Number 4 on our list is Looper. This also did not get any Oscar nominations, although I could think of a couple ways it could have been. Set in the future in 2074, when the mob wants to get rid of someone, the target is sent into the past, where a hired gun awaits, who basically kills his loop. It's a little complex, but that's what good sci-fi does. It's directed by Rian Johnson, who did the amazing Brick film noir, a really good throwback and set in high school. And most people will probably recognize him as the director of Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, which comes out later this year. It's smart, it's very good sci-fi, it's a little disturbing at times, but it's wildly impressive. Our number 4, Looper. My number 3 for 2012 is Safety Not Guaranteed. It's a small little indie movie. I like to find these if I can through the year. If they're good enough, they usually make the top of my list just to give them some exposure, and this one definitely deserved it. 3 magazine employees head out on an assignment to interview a guy who placed a classified advertisement seeking a companion for time travel. They go basically to uncover if he's a fraud. He claims to have a time travel machine. It sounds insane. It's really a lot of fun though. Really good little movie. It was directed by Colin Trevorrow, and basically this movie impressed Steven Spielberg so much that he hired him to direct Jurassic World, and he will also be directing Star Wars Episode 9 in 2 years from now. So going to be kind of interesting to see where he goes, but based on his first directorial movie, Safety Not Guaranteed is definitely worth a look. Very, very good movie. Number 2 favorite movie of 2012 is Beasts of the Southern Wild. We're back to the Oscar contention, folks. This one actually got nominated for 4 Oscars, including Best Actress. Faced with her hot-tempered father's fading health and melting ice caps that flood her ramshackle bayou community and unleash ancient atrocities, 6-year-old hush puppy must learn the ways of courage and love. There's some sci-fi futuristic elements to this, set in the bayou of Louisiana. Really, really different type of movie, but all centered around the performance of a little girl. Like I said, she was nominated for Best Actress. Very well deserved. It was a movie that got a lot of hype in 2012. Hasn't really been talked about a lot lately, but during that year it was a very impactful film and had a killer soundtrack that I would recommend to anybody, and that was good enough to make my number 2. My number 1 film of 2012 was Moonrise Kingdom. This got 1 Oscar nomination for Best Original Screenplay, written and directed by Wes Anderson. A pair of young lovers flee their New England town, which causes a local search party to fan out to find them. Very simplistic film, very charming. It takes you back to the days maybe when you were a kid and exploring and feeling emotions of what you considered love or pain was amplified to the max. Wes Anderson really touches on the aspect of childhood in this movie, starring Bruce Willis, Bill Murray. It's a really good movie, and it really charmed my socks off. It also allowed Wes Anderson to stretch himself a little bit. After doing the Royal Tenenbaums and Rushmore, he kind of strayed a little bit with The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, and this was a big return to form for him. He went on to do the Grand Budapest Hotel, which we really enjoyed here as well. But Moonrise Kingdom was a really good return for him, and it made my number 1 film of 2012. And that does it for our look back at my favorite films of 2012. We hope you enjoyed this edition of The Cut. We'll be doing 3 more of these episodes leading up to the Oscars. So give us your feedback. Be sure to comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.